everybody, this is Bonnie and I'm here with card number 3 from our online class in July. And if you are here because you joined my class, thank you so much for supporting me. And if you're here just because you saw the video of a couple months down the road, I appreciate it. And if you're new, over there on the right hand side there is a little pink square. If you click that, you subscribe to my channel, you'll know whenever my up and coming videos are, and I really appreciate it. And for this month, we've decided to do the Quiet Meadow. And so I've worked the 4 cards around this bundle. And if you want to know how my online card class works, in the description box below will be all the information. So let's get started with this card. Now, all your stuff's going to come in this little bag. It'll say card number 3 you're going to need. And you're going to take out your basic white piece of paper and you're going to fold it in half. This is a standard A2 card, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. Give it a good crease. Then you're going to have all these pieces in here, and you're going to need the designer series piece of paper. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to apply this to the card already. So you can go ahead and do that. So we're going to put this down, just like that. Then in your card, in your little bag of goodies, you are going to get this little piece of lattice-like. It's like a lattice ribbon, or a lattice ribbon paper. You're going to take some glue dots, and you're just going to put a few. You don't need a ton. You're just going to put a few on the back side of, oh, well, that one didn't work. You got to peel it up with your fingers. There we go. And then we're going to stick this right down, kind of centering it to the top and the bottom and the sides. So it looks like that. And now you could set this piece aside for now because we're going to be doing quite a little bit of die cutting. So now you want to get out all your pieces of paper. On this piece of Whisper White, we are going to stamp. So we're going to do that first while we're waiting, while we're die cutting and everything. This will be off to the side. I'm going to be using the Thinking of You this time because in the last 2 videos I used You're So Kind because I didn't use it. So I'm going to be using that one. So I'm going to set that off to the side over there so it can dry up. Okay. It doesn't take long. It's just, it just makes sure you don't smudge it. All right, and then we're going to bring in the little guy here. And we're going to bring in platform 1, platform 2, and another platform 1 or 2. and around on that to leave that little piece right there of green. It's part of the flower, but I left it there because that's going to help us adhere the other flower down. Now on this yellow or orange pink piece, because it's flamingo, we're going to cut this one right off, and we're also going to cut this right off. So we're just going to get rid of all the green parts because we don't need that. Now to attach this down, we're just going to put glue right here, and then you're going to take that part that lines up and matches this, and you're just going to line it right up, just like that. And then you're going to take and put glue on this one, and we're going to pick up the flower, and we're going to stick it right on, just like that. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to take this little tiny piece, it's kind of like the center to this flower, and we're going to put it right in the middle, just like that. There's flower one. Flower one is done. The next two flowers are a little more trickier than that one. They're both the same, which is a good thing, but they're a little more trickier. Snipped this piece off completely. Green. So anything that's kind of green, we don't want. And this piece right here has to get put on by hand. This piece right here. So that piece is going to get put down on there by hand, like that, but that's what I mean by on hand. And so this one is also, because it's Juice. I have a little kitty. You guys cannot see him, but he is up underneath my table here, and he is just tapping my arm ever so gently, trying to get my attention because he wants to play, but he can't. And so we're just kind of snipping away all the green stuff, really, or the yeah, the green stuff. And we're going to put these down. I think that's how I did it. There might have been a trick that I did, but I honestly don't remember. So we're going to do this. What are you doing, Juice? His name is Juice. He is just full of it all the time. All the time. So this is probably your most tedious card. And then figuring out where everything goes back after you cut it all off. So I would recommend putting it right down right after you cut it, so you know. Because that would be my problem. I would cut it and I'd forget where it goes. And so this video will not be 100 miles long. I am going to show you just this one. And this one I will do off camera and come back on. Uh-oh, now he's over making menaces over on my computer. You probably can hear him. Oops, I didn't cut that down. So if you are not into all this tedious cutting, you could just stick the yellow flower down there. You do not have to do this. I'm just showing you the option of how I did to make the colors. It would look perfectly fine without that, or changing it up totally to your own, to whatever you want. this one goes this way. I don't remember. I'm going to have to fiddle with that. So I'm going to stop the camera here. I'm going to put this one together. That's basically what you got to do. And then you got to do the same thing to this one. I'll show you what they look like when they're all done. Hi everyone, I'm back now, and I've got the flowers together, and it's nothing fancy. I just snipped here and there and put them down, and then it's like putting them back. It's easier, I mean, if I made it look hard, it's easier when you can get them closer to you and you could see it better than when I had to have it far away for the camera. That's why I turned it off to finish putting together. But the other thing I want to say that will help you too is one of these little take your pick tools or whatever they're called, because you could pick up the little pieces, have the glue on the green, pick up your piece and put it down there. And that works wonderful to make it go a lot quicker. So once you get all your pieces done, then you are going to assemble this. And I put this piece down like that. That's the first piece. I like to kind of do a dry run whenever I'm doing things like this. I kind of made it so that this piece was here, and then I kind of bent, well, kind of made this come out a little bit, so we had a little bit of the fern over on this side. And then I wanted everything to come down towards the front. So I'm going to have this here. And then my plan is to have this one here. And then I put this one down, and this one went this way. And then I glued all them down flat. And this one I popped up off the page. But see how they all meet here in the middle like that? So that's what I did. And so we're going to put this down first. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to add some glue, and I'm going to do this, and I probably will fast forward this so that you guys don't have to sit through all of my gluing. Isn't that a very pretty bouquet? I just fell in love with that. It's so wonderful. Got a little bit of glue on my fingers, so I'm trying to rub them off here. Now, you're going to take your ribbon that I gave you, and we're going to make a bow. And I'm just doing bunny ears and making a bow. That's all I do. Kind of like when you tie your shoe. I do the same thing, and then I just keep tightening it, pulling it down to get it to the size I want, tighten it again, pull it down, tighten it again. You could fiddle with these if you want to make them go a certain way. That's all I do. And then I end up trimming them, and then I look at it again, because then I'm always thinking, oh, that looks kind of funny. Then I decide which side I like better. I think I like this side. And then I'm going to trim them again. And I'll trim them one more time when I get it on the thing. And then we're going to take some glue dots, because I want to make sure. Still looks a little big. Bring it down. There we go. That looks better. I'm not expert at bows, but that's how I fiddle with them. I'm going to put a couple glue dots on the back side of this. Now this ribbon is a retired ribbon, but it went so perfect with this lattice and stuff, so I had to get it. I gave you more than enough, so if you did want to make another card, you will have definitely enough ribbon to make another card. And but there is another ribbon kind of similar to this in the annual catalog. So you'll be able to get that if you want to make more than just one of these cards. Okay, and then I went ahead and I took the bumblebees and I went and I'm like, this card needs a bumblebee. And I took a bumblebee and I placed it right there on the card, right there. And then we're going to bring in the Thinking of You, or you can use the one that I did on the original that says You're So Kind. And I just cut this out like I do on a lot of my cards. If you guys follow me, know me, I like to do this. And this has got the perfect lettering, the stamp to do it with. I absolutely love it. And then I'm going to take some liquid glue, because it's got to go over quite a few little bumps and things there. And then I just kind of stick this right in right here, and I put it down. Like it's coming out like a little sign. And that is how I made that card. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, everybody, thanks for stopping by. This is card number 3. I'll be back with card number 4 in our online workshop.